BTS being one of the biggest groups in history to ever come to music, they need little to no introduction. In 2021 doing huge things for them as a group in terms of the American market, 2022 being a very different year for them as they needed to start considering their solo careers because of mandatory Korean circumstances. I just want to have a quick look back at BTS's 2022. So starting off on February 11th, the 7 Fates Choco webtoon was made with BTS, and alongside with it they released a song, specifically Jungkook on vocals and production by Suga, and this song was called Stay Alive. This song being a slower yet epic song by Jungkook and Suga. This was the first release from BTS members of 2022. Following the absolute success of Butter from 2021, on April 3rd BTS performed that song at the 64th Annual Grammy Awards. Now despite a little bit of hardship, including Jin having an injured finger, meaning he could not perform as well as the other members, he had to sit out with a more sitting role for most of the dance, they still managed to make that Grammy performance a massive one for them as a group, and it spawned this clip that absolutely destroyed the internet at the time. They made this a huge performance. Next, on April 29th, Suga collabed with Psy, who made Gangnam Style in 2012. They collabed on their new song called That, which was also produced by Suga, making this the second song that he produced of 2022. This was more of a celebration song, being a huge dance type song. It was also a massive success because of the two massive names put under it. On May 31st, BTS made history by meeting the US president at the time, Joe Biden, to address the rising Asian hate crimes across the nation. This was a pretty big deal for them considering they were invited directly from the White House themselves, being deemed big enough to have a voice to impact the culture of the US and Asian hate in general. This was not their only political type venture though. They have been invited to the United Nations to speak multiple times in their assemblies, and they have also been honored multiple times in the South Korean government by the South Korean president. Now on June 10th, as a group, they released their anthology album called Proof. If you don't know what an anthology album is, it is an album that a singer puts together with their greatest hits along with some maybe extra songs, and in this case they did put multiple new songs. A bunch of songs being releases from single members but exclusive to CD, but also with 3 brand new songs that released to all streaming platforms. These 3 songs being Run BTS, Born Singer, and Yet to Come. This anthology album was released with intent though, because they knew what was coming up within the year, which I'll get onto in just a second, because on June 14th during their 9th anniversary Festa event, HYBE announced that BTS would put a pause on group activity to focus on solo project, but also still filming episodes for the Run BTS show. But in terms of music releases, all 7 BTS members would not release another song for a while. This announcement caused HYBE stocks to decline in numbers, equaling to losing 1.7 billion USD, proving how much just BTS's name alone contributes to HYBE and the Korean economy. Following this, on June 24th, Charlie Puth finally released his song Left and Right featuring Jungkook, which he has also been teasing for a very long time over on his TikTok.
Okay, everybody tilt your phone horizontally. I had this idea. In the song, you would hear my voice over here. I can feel you over here. And then you would hear it on the other side of your phone. I can feel you over here.
Which also served as one of the pre-releases for his upcoming album. But with Charlie Puth and Jungkook being on this song, it made this an absolute hit in the US, being played on radio stations all the time and just being a massive song in general. Next, on July 15th, one of the members released their first full album after the announcement of them splitting for a while, and this member was J-Hope with his Jack in the Box album. This album giving us songs like Arson, More, and Stop. Later in the year, J-Hope would be winning so many awards for this album alone, and even lead him to be the most followed solo K-pop artist on Spotify with 8 million followers. Next, on August 5th, the BTS vocal line being Jungkook, Jimin, V, and Jin all release a song with Benny Blanco featuring Snoop Dogg. This song being Bad Decisions. Teased from Benny Blanco, this also served as a massive hit in the US, as he's the one who wrote so many of the songs that went radio viral in our childhood. And this was the last official song with a BTS name under it. And on August 24th, an announcement was made about BTS's Yet to Come concert in Busan for October 15th, which was a free concert in Busan to help South Korea's bid in hosting the 2030 World Expo. It was also live streamed for fans who were not in Korea, so this really was a free concert overall. Real quick, on September 24th, to add on to the collaborations, J-Hope did a collab with Crush, who is also another Korean singer, technically making this the second BTS and Psy collaboration, as Psy owns the record label that Crush is from, which is P Nation. Now with the Busan concert finally rolling around, this concert was massive for both the fans and BTS, as this would be their final group concert. Now shortly after, on October 17th, HYBE announced that all 7 members would serve their mandatory enlistment, starting with Jin in December. This being an on and off argument from the South Korean government whether or not BTS should serve, with them being how big they are, BTS themselves decided to come with an agreement. That being that each member would serve their own term in the mandatory enlistment process. A day later, on October 18th, Jin's solo The Astronaut was announced, and everybody knew what this meant for Jin. And on October 28th, The Astronaut was released in collaboration collaboration with Coldplay, meant to be his goodbye song to ARMY and his fans in general, and the music video is serving as a "I will come back" statement from him. And on November 20th, the FIFA World Cup opening song was released, and this had Jungkook on it, and this was titled Dreamers. This was huge for Jungkook, as he was the first K-pop artist to sing for a World Cup ceremony song. Now maybe one day we can get them on the Super Bowl, but I seriously doubt that's ever gonna happen. And on December 2nd, RM's solo album Indigo released, making this the second official album release post Hiatus, and the last solo release of the year. But that's not all. On December 23rd, V uploaded his song cover on YouTube, and that song being "It's Beginning to Look a Lot Like Christmas." Obviously being 2 days from Christmas, he just wanted to have a little song to go with the holidays. Now at the absolute end of 2022, J-Hope closed the year out for BTS by performing at the New Year's Eve ball drop event. This was huge for J-Hope and BTS, and a great way to end off the year in general. And just to start off 2023 real quick, January 13th, Jimin had his dream collab fulfilled with Big Bang's Taeyang, and this was on a song called Vibe. This was huge because this was not only Jimin's dream collab, but this also could have opened new doors for collabs between YG artists and BigHit Entertainment. Now looking back, each member had some kind of solo outing project from January 2022 to January 2023. If you count V's Christmas cover, he was the only one to not have some kind of official project out of all the members, as Suga had his That collab with Psy. Jungkook had both Dreamers and Charlie Puth's collab. J-Hope had his own album. Jin had his solo release before he left. And RM also having his own solo album. And like I just said, at the beginning of 2023, Jimin having his own solo collab. So hopefully V will have his own official solo release sometime soon. He did release the Christmas cover, but that is not an official release that can be found anywhere on streaming platforms. So hopefully he will have his own thing. But yeah, that is a look back on BTS's year. Like I said, it is a very different year for a K-pop, as they came to the decision that they need to split as a group for now, but they will be coming back bigger than ever, hopefully sometime soon. I'm excited for their projects as individual artists. They seem to be doing very good as of now. So yeah, we'll just have to see what the future holds for them.